My name is Captain Menarda. I'm here to kickstart a plant revolution, a photosynthetic movement.
Greetings, Kingdom Plante. This is your captain speaking. I recently went undercover to meet a few species being held hostage at the prestigious Arboretum and Botanical Garden at Cal State Fullerton. Fullerton Arboretum is a Level 4 accredited arboretum on ArbNet with over 4,000 unique species across 26 acres. In other words, it's one heap of a plant prisoner camp. The humans seem to have a fascination with stealing our seed and growing us in confined spaces for their personal amusement. But I'm on a secret mission to put a stop to this attack on our kingdom. For Plante! I began my undercover journey into enemy territory by running into Oxalis pesca-prey, known commonly as the African wood sorrel or the Bermuda buttercup. Though the humans see this specimen as a weed, I was pleased to see this plant volunteering itself in the garden beds near the entrance. Unfortunately, in coastal California where I was located, this little soldier is classed as an invasive species, and so to many, it was an unwelcome guest in Cal State's Arboretum. Oxalis has a sweet spot in my heart, however, and so I kept their presence a secret, as reporting them would surely lead to their demise. Oxalis is a huge genus with over 550 species. This buttercup has a lot of brothers and sisters. I often come across Oxalis stricta, the yellow wood sorrel, in the east. The humans like to forage on their seed pods, which have a sweet tart taste when eaten. Luckily for us plants, the seed pods contain oxalic acid, an anti-nutrient that limits calcium absorption and can be toxic in high doses. The genus Oxalis is a member of the Oxalidaceae family, which is aptly named, as many of the plants within the family also contain oxalic acid. One well-known relative in the family is Avaroa carambola, the starfruit. And yes, this one has oxalic acid too. So, if you have a human problem, feeding them a barrel full of starfruit should do the trick. Moving on. As I ventured a bit deeper into the elegant prison, we came across the California native Mediterranean garden, where I was introduced to a wonderful fruiting shrub, Heteromeles arbutifolia, known locally as the toyan. It was lovely to see this shrub bearing fruit in the middle of winter, though in Southern California, winter doesn't mean cold, it means wet. That's because Southern California has a wet, dry Mediterranean climate, with dry summers and wet winters. Unfortunately, in this year of our lawn, 2025, California was experiencing an historic drought, and though the landscape should have been covered in rain, it was dry as a bone. Must have been those dang humans. Who knows what they're up to? This is probably why the toyan was full of berries. It was panicked and sending out seed in case of disaster. The berries are edible to humans, though only after cooking, as eating them raw introduces cyanogenic glycosides into their human system, which break down in the gut into hydrocyanic acid. Good thing I am a plant, because that sounds quite deadly. Heteromeles belongs to the tribe Malliae, the apple tribe, which is part of the Rosaceae family. Many of the plants in the Rosaceae family bear fruits, such as apples, pears, plums, cherries, peaches, raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, and many, many more, all delicacies to the humans. What those pesky humans don't know is that most of these fruits are out to off them, as many of these fruits contain cyanide in their seeds. Don't worry, I'm sure it's fine. Again, we're all plants here. One plant that's more upfront about offing humans is Opuntia littoralis, the coast prickly pear. I always like to ask prickly pears for advice. They make some pretty good points. Opuntia belongs to the family Cactaceae, which, yes, contains all the true cacti, but no, does not contain all the plants that look like cacti. I'm on to you, Euphorbia, you poser. On my undercover adventure, I not only saw Puntia littoralis, but I also got to see a Puntia engelmanni, which seemed to have picked up a nasty case of cochineal, a scale bug that produces a bright red carmine dye. It's horrible how the humans have purposefully infested our kind with disease for their own personal profit. I was lucky enough to spot some Echinocactus grusoni, the golden barrel cactus. They told me of the horrors they had been through, things which I cannot repeat here today. I also saw one of the strange cousins of the cactus, Alaudia procera, the Madagascar ocotillo. They're in the same order as the cactus, Caryophyllales, but belong to a different, harder to pronounce family. Didiuraceae? 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 I don't know. They're pretty close relatives, though. So close, in fact, that some humans have ripped them limb from limb and grafted them onto members of the cactus family, creating grotesque Frankenstein experiments. Ugh. All in all, Fullerton had a host of plant hostages. Dombea burgessiae, the rose mound, Phimosia umbellata, the Mexican bush mallow, and Ceiba aesculifolia, the pochote in Malvaceae, the mallow family. Dalachampia aristolochifolia, the butterfly climber, and Euphorbia amac, the African candelabra in Euphorbiaceae, the spurge or fake cactus family. Dahlia imperialis, the tree dahlia, and Incelia californica, the California brittlebush, in Asteraceae, the sunflower family. Mormon tea, Ephedra viridis, was there, from the order Ephedrales, an order that has gone completely extinct except for the genus Ephedra. Iochroma, cyanium, and Fuchsioides, the violet and red tube flowers, were there, from the family Solanaceae, the nightshade or tomato family. Oh, they even had human experiments on members of the Rutaceae family, Citrus limon, dubbing their creations the Meyer lemon and the Tangelo. The dotted fig was there, Ficus geniculata, variety abnormalis, and even the sacred Bodhi tree, Ficus religiosa. What horrors! Ficus is a member of Moraceae, the mulberry and fig family. I was appalled to see the captive beautiful flowers of a pink Chinese fringe flower, Lauropetalum chinense, a member of Hamamelidaceae, the witch hazel family. I was saddened to see Ribes speciosum, the fuchsia-flowered gooseberry of the family Grossulariaceae. Perhaps one of the humans' greatest atrocities was holding hostage the umbu, Phytolacca dioica, which, believe it or not, is in the same genus as Phytolacca americana, the American pokeweed. American pokeweed reaches a height of about 2.5 meters, while the umbu gets up to 18 meters tall, with girths reaching 15 meters in diameter. And yet they kept this poor member of the Phytolaccaceae family locked up. My heart goes out to all the citizens of Kingdom Plantae whose families are being held hostage at Fullerton Arboretum. After much investigation, I came to the conclusion that the situation here was truly dire. The humans all seemed so happy, but I heard the cries of these plants, many of them far from home and all enslaved within the fences of their human captors. As far as these kinds of camps go, the facilities were relatively in good shape, and it was nice to at least see the plants being well taken care of. So rest assured, these hostages are not in harm's way at this time. But it by no means excuses the actions of the humans against our humble plant kingdom. Citizens of Kingdom Plantae, as you can see, the humans seem to be up to something nefarious. I'll continue my investigations. But until next time, this is Captain Menarda, signing out.